Howdy, everybody. Welcome back to Chaos to Control, time-saving strategies to maximize your day. I have a special guest with me today, my business partner for Fit Biz Club, Mariah Seacrest Comer, and we are here to give you 4 tips on how to save time creating content for Instagram, because it can be such a time-consuming and headache-inducing thing. So thanks for joining me, Mariah. Yes. Okay, let's jump right in because we want to make sure we save you time. Tip number 1 for me is when you are batching content, I highly suggest changing outfits. So film 1 or 2, either like sets of exercises or a reel, change outfits, and then film another set of exercises or reels or tips. So then when you are posting that content, your feed post has a variety and you're not wearing the exact same outfit, which sounds silly, but it helps in like 10 reels right in a row. So set out some outfits, change real quick, and you will maximize the time that you are batching your content on film.
Great way to make sure that those posts are looking fresh, even though you're being super efficient with them. And that rolls nicely into tip number 2, because I think we can all relate to the fact that some days we just don't feel like being in front of the camera as much as others. So if we're relying on ourselves to be on camera every day that we post, it's likely not going to be, you're not likely to be as consistent. So my second tip is to separate the days that you're working on camera for your social media batching and off camera on your social media batching. That way, like you said, when you have your on camera days, you can make sure it's a good hair day, you got your outfits all in a row, you can knock it all out. And that way, that's gonna save you on those days you don't feel like being on camera. Those are the days that you can maybe edit your video clips from your previously recorded workouts, where you can put together your carousel graphic posts if you're doing educational posts, or any type of graphic that includes maybe a prior stock photo. And you're still gonna have plenty that you can do, writing your captions, et cetera, on your non-camera days, so that you can find a little bit more of a flow for how you prefer to work.
Love it. Tip number 3 for me is to keep your content that you have filmed, especially, organized in either folders on your iPhone or a separate iPad. If you just have all of these videos mixed in with your personal videos, it's very easy to forget what you have on film. So you can actually create folders inside of your iPhone or your iPad. I tend to transfer all of my videos to my iPad so I can create folders for each post, and I label them like core reel or pumped up strength carousel. And then if you have spare time and you cut up your video clips for your carousel, you can also store those in your folder. And it will not only save you time when you are trying to create posts, but it will really help you to keep your stuff organized so you remember what you have on camera. Let's say you take clips from your virtual studio if you film for that, or if you film clips from your in-person classes, or if you batch filmed a bunch of form and technique tips, break those up into folders to keep them organized.
Love it. And our final tip that I love to use is to batch for the day of the week, as opposed to trying to batch everything for week 1 and then week 2. We obviously want to have some variety in our types of posts, from having video posts, reels, carousels, etc. Theme days, you've heard us talk about theme days in the past, and that can really help you to have some consistency, even if it's not necessarily an external theme day with a name like Wellness Wednesday. I know for every Monday on my Wealthy Boss Biz account, I'm going to have a question post that has a picture of me and a question that relates to something in the fitness industry or life as a fitness instructor. So rather than sitting down when I'm batching my social media posts and then doing my Monday post and then doing my Tuesday post, I'll actually batch like 4 Monday posts. And it makes it a little bit easier because when I'm in Canva, I can just duplicate that same post. I'm kind of already in a role. You knock it out so much faster. I also find for those times where maybe it's hard to spend as much time on social media, if I'm at least kind of batching out maybe all of my Monday posts, or for my studio, my micro studio, if I'm batching out all of my Wellness Wednesday carousels, then at least if I've stocked up a few days a week for the coming month, that gives me a little bit more leeway as opposed to just doing really well for a week or two and then falling off a cliff for the next, the back half of the month. So it does help you be more consistent as well. Well, I hope these have helped you. We would love to hear from you if you found any tips that make social media batching a little bit more pleasant, a little bit easier on your brain and less time consuming. We know Instagram can be almost a full-time job in and of itself. So we do want to be strategic about how we use it, because as fitness professionals, most of us are using Instagram to point people to something outside of Instagram, a way that they can work out with us, do private training from us, join our fitness challenge or our virtual studio. So we want to make sure that the time we're spending on Instagram is really purposeful and actually helps us move the needle in our fitness business or our fitness career. We are so excited to kick off our brand shiny new FitBiz Club membership coming up in May, where the entire first month is going to be a huge deep dive into Instagram, but more specifically, how to use Instagram to convert to sales or to creating more income as a fitness professional. So Lauren, I know we're going to be covering way more than we had time to cover today in our first training plan throughout the month of May. Can you give our viewers just an idea of some of the things that we're going to be uncovering that they're going to learn during the month of May?
I would love to. So yes, like you said, we are going to take a deep dive, and it is all about how to implement strategies that will help you make more sales, not just likes, right? So a couple of the lessons that we are going to cover is, the first one is I'm going to share my entire content creation workflow, like behind the scenes looks at what my spreadsheets look like, how I organize, to hopefully save you time. You can take 1 or 2 pieces of the workflow or copy the entire thing, but I'm giving you all the details. We're also going to talk about the anatomy of a great caption. So what do you need to write to take people from your Instagram to buying your product or service? There is a strategy and a formula, and we're going to share it with you. We're also going to talk about how to maximize the impact of your profile. So what to write, what kind of headshot to use, what kind of links to use. And then last but not least, and these are only about half of the topics, my friends, is how to read and interpret your Instagram insights. So how to read your insights, what they're telling you, and then based on that, what do you need to do more of, or what do you need to change to maximize the impact of your Instagram post? And again, that is like literally that's half of the lesson. So even more to come. So if you are interested in learning more about our membership, we will link that below this video. We would love to have you, and we have some really exciting things for those of you that join us for the first month. So send us any questions. You can email us, you can DM us on Instagram. So we would love to have you there. So have a fabulous day, and we will see you soon, friends.